Hello everyone and welcome to ProGuitar. One of the best ways to learn, I think, is to transcribe or learn other people's melodies and licks and listen to some great improvisers and trying to pick up some of their stuff to learn from. And I used to do this a lot. I used to transcribe solos or just short parts of solos to learn from. And I wanted to do that today, but I'm going to do it with the cameras on. So I wanted to transcribe a solo and we can learn it together and we can talk about maybe why it sounds good and what it is that makes the solo sound so good. So I was thinking about what solo do I want to transcribe? And of course, there's so many great improvisers out there, but I thought it'd be fun to actually transcribe a solo from one of my friends. His name is Filip Jers, from Sweden. And Philip is my current duo. We play a lot here in Sweden, tour everywhere in Sweden, and we play duo gigs together, which is really fun. And Philip, just short info about Philip. He plays chromatic harmonica, the big ones, and the small, the blues harmonica as well. He's been called the jazz harmonica sensation, and by critics in Europe. He's been touring all over the world. He's been playing on so many great recordings, and he got his master's degree of fine arts in jazz from the Royal Academy of Music in Stockholm. He was actually the first harmonica player to ever go there, and he's a really great improviser. And I just found this video where someone filmed using their iPhone, I think. They just filmed parts of a concert that we did, and I thought Philip's solo on this song was so good, so I just wanted to pick that one and learn it, and then transcribe it, and we can learn it together, and we can figure out some of the stuff that Philip plays on there. So first of all, the song that we're doing, it's an old classic song. It's called My Grandfather's Clock, and it's a very, very simple song. Yeah, so there you have it. This is kind of a lead sheet for this song, My Grandfather's Clock, and we're playing it in F major in this video. I'm going to play you the solo very soon, and we'll talk about it. But first of all, let's just check out the harmony and the song. It's very, very simple. It's in F, and the melody goes like this, and then it's C, F to B flat. F, C, back to F. So it's actually just a 1-4-5 kind of a progression there, and I add a few chords here and there extra, on this clip, but I'll just write those out for you later as well. So that's the A section. And then it goes again, same thing. And then we go into the B section, and that's the F major to A7 and into D minor. And the melody goes like this. Here is F to A7, D minor, G, to C7, and then is again G7 to C. So that's the B section. I'll just play it again. And then it's again. So the chords again. Okay, I can't sing very well. You probably noticed that already. But anyway, that's the kind of the melody. And then we go to the A section again, which is the same thing. C, F to B flat. F back to C and F. So that's the song, and we did it in kind of a, I don't know, like a fake samba thing. We play the melody like So, and the comping was something like. So I'm kind of adding some chords. I'm playing these chords. I'll just write them out on the iPad there. So I'm adding a few different passages. So first of all, it's F. We go to C, and then F. Sometimes I play F7 here, going into B flat, and then we have B diminished. Sometimes I add a B diminished chord, so it sounds like kind of that sound. But then it's the same thing again, F to C to F, and then here on the F right here, I'm playing a 1-6-2-5 thing. So D minor here, in G minor 7, and then C7. Just a turnaround, so to speak. Like a turnaround there. Anyway, then it's the same thing again. And then, yeah, I don't think I add, maybe sometimes here I play F with a C in the bass right here. Small things like that. But basically, it's the exact same progression like I've written here. It's this exact progression that I'm thinking of when I'm playing. I just add maybe some bass lines and simple things here and there. But basically, this is the chart. So let's move on. Okay, so let's check out what Filip plays over these chords. One chorus right here. Here we go. It's the end of the song. Here's the solo. I mean, what a great solo, isn't it? I just love this solo. He's just playing from his heart, and it's just it just feels good. To me, this is a really, really good solo, and that's why I just wanted to transcribe it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna pause the cameras, and I'm gonna learn this right now, and then I'll put on the cameras again, and I'll show you how it will look on the guitar when I'm playing it. And then I'm just going to write it out real quick, and we can talk about the different sections and why it sounds good. So here we go. Hello again. Okay, so I've learned the solo now. I've been practicing it, and I'll see if I can play it up to speed. Let's see if I can do this. Gonna have to try a couple of takes probably, but I'll try it. Yeah, this is a tricky solo, but it's really fun to play. And so I'm gonna just write this out first, and we're gonna talk about all the specific details in the solo and what notes he's using over these chords. So here we go. that's the solo on the double A section. Let's just write that out. A, and then the second A section starts over here. And let's just write out the chords. I'm going to use a red color just so that you can see it more clearly. Okay, let's talk about why it sounds so good. Listen to the first riff here. Here's the solo. Okay, just that part. I mean, he's kind of just playing that. He's doubling that. He's playing that F note, just, you know, all through those pickup bars before the solo starts. Just an F note, you know. And then he goes in right here. He goes. And what is that? Well, he's just playing. He's actually spelling the chord in a nice way right here. He's playing the A note, which is the major third of the F chord. That's why it's so strong in the beginning, right? And then he plays. He's kind of playing with that major third over here as well. And then he just walks down the scale on the C chord. So this is just a descending scale. And it's the F major scale from the note G, right? And it's landing here on the next chord, which is F again. So and then he goes, and it's so strong. You can see that he's spelling the chord right here as well. This is just a triad of the B flat. So he's spelling the B flat triad right here over the B flat chord. That just shows how strong, you know, how effective it is to just play arpeggios sometimes over the chords. And he does it in a very musical way. It's not just he doesn't play every note with the same attack. It's all very dynamic. So yeah, he plays a B flat chord there over the B flat, and then we go back to the F chord right here, and he plays like that. And then on the C chord he plays that. And that's a good example as well. Here he plays, by the way, he's playing with the major third of the chord as well. Right? And then he plays over the C chord here, he plays that fifth of the C, and then he used that flat 9 to take it back to the major third over here on the F chord. So this note right here, he adds a little bit of tension there, you know, over the C chord, like that. Back to the F. So that's an effective way to do that. And after that, he plays this. Like a chromatic thing, walk up to that note right here. He just... And that kind of starts an idea there, because after that phrase, he's doing this. Like... So, and that's over these chords, G minor to C7, but he's playing that phrase right here, and then he repeats it over the F chord right here. So it's like, and then he does it again. And you can see right here that the rhythm is the same. So it's a call and response thing. These two, he answers that phrase, but it starts on G next time. And that's over the C chord. So over the F, it sounds like this. And then over G, it sounds like, over C, it sounds like this. Very nice, you know, a call and response thing. And then just this part right here, it's a phrase that goes like this. So that's over F. Let's see if I can do it. That's over these two chords, F to B flat. And what it does there is playing the major scale first, a phrase that goes up, and then answers. And then over B flat he goes from the major third like that, chromatically down to the 9. And then he goes into the next part there, and the ending, all this stuff right here, that's more bluesy than before. And I noticed that sometimes Filip, he plays a lot of great things and beautiful things and goes a little bit outside, but then in the end, sometimes, and I think many improvisers does this, they get the more of a bluesy kind of feeling to end the section. Ending it in a strong bluesy way is very effective, because you kind of gather everyone, and just, you tell them, okay, this is the end of that part. It feels like that for me. Everyone has a relationship to the blues, and so when you get a little bluesy in the ending, it's just, I feel like it's a great idea to end it in a more bluesy way, and he does that here. So after that thing on the B flat, and why is it bluesy? Well, it's this A flat right here. The A flat makes it sound a little bit more bluesy, right? Over those chords. So, and then he goes, just ending it with a couple of notes there. And then the pickup for the next section, he actually plays this 1. It's kind of like a F minor scale, but I think actually he's thinking I'm actually staying. I think I stay on the F chord, but I think he actually hears this chord, because we're going back to F, and I think he plays over C7 there to make a little tension on that C chord. And then he plays the next section that we're going to talk about next. So I think that's kind of like a pickup phrase. And then he goes into the next part. It's really cool. Let's listen to it one more time from the top there. Here we go, from the top. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Such a fun A section. I mean, B flat. And that, I don't know, on guitar, should I do pick it 2 times maybe? Or maybe just 1 time and make hammer-ons. He does it very beautifully there. It's very dynamically beautiful. It's like, it's not like like I'm used to. I can't do it that fast, so maybe do it legato like that. And then he goes, and then he goes into the next section. I mean, such a fun solo. Okay, let's write out the next part, and we'll talk about that too. All right, the B section, let's listen to it one more time. And then we're back to the last A section. Okay, let's learn this. Okay, so what is he playing here? So the melody in this section goes like this. Right, and then same thing again. And then G to C7. So that is the chords that he's playing over. He starts off like this. that's a cool way of starting it. So the first chord is F to A7. He goes. So it's actually like a D minor major 7 arpeggio, but he starts on the 6th of the F chord, and then A, and then D minor. And then he goes. So that's kind of like over that D minor chord. He goes. And that gives us the sound of the major 7 over that D minor chord. But it could also, I hear this G7 sharp 11 sound, because the next note here, the next chord is G7. So it's kind of like that. Is that sound? D minor to G there. So it's kind of, it's beautifully played. And then he plays this pentatonic thing. That's over the G7. And so actually this part right here, I would think, I mean, he's thinking F for D minor here, and considering, he's thinking about that A7 in there, because he's playing the major third of that A chord. To get, like a strong transition to the D minor. But he still plays that C sharp on the D minor, because it's a beautiful sound, Not right now, because I can't play with this pen in my hand. But anyway, so we have that F to A7 D minor, and then he plays over this part, the G7, he plays pentatonic. I'm thinking, G major pentatonic almost over that, and then he plays. So this is also like a response thing to this part. He goes. He's answering himself. I see that all the time in his playing. And wait to the next part, because here he's playing F A7 to D minor, right? The chords are F, and he plays this phrase. That's over F to A. I can't sing, but here we go. And then over D minor, he goes like that. And I can't imagine how difficult that must be, playing that on harmonica and then continuing this phrase. So this phrase, he builds it up. You can see all this part is eighth notes, but he's playing through those chords and building tension right here on the G7. Check it out. So over F, D minor, over G7, he goes, and then back to F. I mean, it's just, he's playing these notes right here. He moves that phrase up, this phrase up a half step right here. Oops, right here, same phrase but up a half step. And then over C7 right here he goes like that. Very simple, right? And then the last part he plays is, he goes back to F, because the next chord is going to be F over here, right? So this phrase is also over C7, but it's just he builds it so beautifully. And I love when when musicians create tension like that. Not only the phrasing, you can hear he starts, and then he starts the phrase, and then he builds it up by adding tension as well, but keeping the idea, because this is an idea. This part, just this idea here is, he keeps that idea. And then he is back to F. Wow. Let's just I love it so much. Let's listen to that part, the B section one more time. Here we go. Okay, here we go. And remember, this is spontaneous too. It's all improvised, of course. And I get so inspired by players like that can just express themselves so quickly in the moment. Okay, last A section. Let's listen to it, and this is the end of part 2, end of the B section, going into the last A part. Yeah, and I have stopped the camera several times to figure out these notes, so I'm not just doing this at the same time. I have to think about the rhythm and remember the rhythm, and now I can really play the solo now, I think. But I'm gonna write the last A section out now for you, and then we talk about what he's doing here. Here we go. That's the last A section. Let's write it out. There we go. And now we're gonna just add the chords to this. So the chords are, of course, the same chords as the first A sections, right? So it's F to C, and then F to B flat. So this is the last, like, that part, and then F again. Lam da da dum to C, and back to F, and then yeah, that's the end of the song. So what he does here, let's talk about what he plays here. So you probably already noticed that there's a lot of ledger lines here. I could have written this melody down an octave here, but I had the space, so I decided to write it like this. So but I wanted to say about that, the higher notes, right? It's the end of the solo. He's playing a lot of high notes here, and that's a great thing. You know, he's building it dynamically, and that's why it sounds so cool, I think, in the ending here. And what he does, he's playing these notes over the F chord. He goes, and that's a major 6 arpeggio, but he goes up. So what he's playing over F, and then he plays, and then he does this trill. So that's over the C chord, right? F, and he goes, and then he plays over the C chord. He goes, he plays this note, and then over the F chord, he plays the root again, and then he goes, and that is actually a great thing as well. So first of all, I'm gonna. I can't even speak. This is how good this solo is. Anyway, so this is a major 6 arpeggio, but he's thinking as F major, I think, and then over here, of course, just playing root of the C chord, and on the F chord right here, he's playing the root, right? So he started off. That's the root of the chord, and then he walks up. Sorry. And what is that? Well, he's playing it chromatically up to the major 3rd of the B flat chord. And this is a very common thing, you know, when you hear great improvisers, if you analyze the solos, many times there are strong chord notes, of course, in the solo. That's how you hear the changes. And he does it beautifully here, chromatically from C, landing on that major 3rd of the B flat a little bit before, and then walking down that arpeggio here. So it's going, sorry. And that last note is a G note. That's actually like a 6th note of the B chord. So, but he walks that note chromatically up to the major 3rd before there. You can hear it. And that's really beautifully played there. So I think that's a great thing to remember, that if you practice, learn the arpeggios over the chords, because that will help you so much when you're improvising. And we can see that clearly here, that he's playing notes of the chords a lot, and that's why it sounds so good, I think. And last part here, remember we talked about the blues, ending a solo with the blues. Well, he's actually playing the A flat over that F chord. You know, F major doesn't have an A flat, right? Because that's a minor third. But over the blues sound, you know, that's the minor third works. And when he plays that A flat, it makes it sound bluesy, and it makes it sound, you know, there's a lot of power there, you know, a lot of tension. So from the B flat, he walks into that major third, and then he goes. That's the last part of the solo. So that's like. So a lot of bluesy sounds right here, right? And right here, there's strong rhythms right before. And then he goes. I think he actually plays that as octaves. Or you can do that on the guitar, of course, as well. So this note is the 6th of the F chord. But I'm hearing right here is the C chord, right? Taking you back to the top of the song again, to the first section again. So he's really putting emphasis on that C chord, and then we go back to the F chord, and that's when I take off and play my solo, which is not as good at all. But anyway, that doesn't matter. We will learn something today, I think, and there's a lot of things that we can talk about more about this solo. But I think this is a kind of a fun thing to do sometimes. And if you like this little video, I would love to do more of these kind of transcribing videos. We can learn together. So let's listen to the whole thing one more time, and then I'll play it one more time as well. I love it so much. Okay, let's see if I can play it. Almost did it. Wow, I'm so happy. I learned something today. I really hope you did too. It was such a fun lesson to make, and let me know if you have any questions on anything. I definitely gonna call Filip. I'm gonna send him this video. Hope he doesn't copyright strike me. I don't think he will. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this lesson or this video. I'm happy to do these kinds of videos. Let me know what you like. Let me know what I can do better. Always appreciate your comments and emails that I get. Follow us on ProGuitar official on Instagram, and also check out our website if you haven't already, proguitar.com/academy. That's where you find all my lessons. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you soon.